you're all welcome to today's news analysis. Please, if this is your first time here, relax, listen well, and stay with me till the end. What we are talking about today is serious. It is deep. And it concerns the future of Nigeria. Right now, Nigerian politics is changing fast. Very fast. Things that looked impossible just months ago are now happening in front of us. Old alliances are breaking. New plans are forming. And power is quietly shifting behind closed doors. This is not the kind of politics where everything is said openly. This is the kind where moves are made silently, then announced suddenly. And if you are not paying attention, you will miss the meaning. The ADC is no longer a small or ignored party. It is now a serious platform. A place where big political players are gathering. And once that happens, nothing stays the same again. Mallam Nasir El-Rufai is now in ADC. That alone tells you something important. This is not a casual move. This is not a joke. This is calculation. Atiku Abubakar is also there. A man who has spent years chasing the highest office in the land. A man who understands the system very well. When people like this move into one space, it means one thing. Something big is coming. But there is still one name missing. And that name is Peter Obi. That absence is not small. It is loud. It is heavy. And it is shaping every conversation happening inside ADC right now. Because everyone knows one clear fact. Without the South, there is no winning Nigeria. And without fairness, there is no future. This is why the ADC presidential ticket is now the hottest topic. This is why Nigerians are arguing online, in buses, in offices, and in homes. People are not just talking because they like drama. They are talking because they are tired. Tired of promises that mean nothing. Tired of zoning agreements that are broken when it is convenient. Tired of being told to wait, again and again. The ADC ticket is supposed to come to the South. That was the understanding. That was the balance. That was the message that gave many people hope. And hope is very dangerous when you play with it. Because once people feel cheated, they don't forget easily. They don't forgive easily. And they don't come back easily. This is not about tribe. It is not about religion. It is not about hate. It is about structure. It is about trust. It is about keeping your word. Nigeria has paid a heavy price for broken agreements in the past. We have seen it again and again. Each time, the country moves backwards. Now, ADC is standing at that same point. A point where one decision can either build trust or destroy it. And Nigerians are watching closely. The youth are watching. The professionals are watching. The ordinary people who just want peace and progress are watching. They want to know if this party is different. They want to know if ADC will do what others fail to do. They want to know if this is real change or just another recycled plan. Mallam Nasir El-Rufai's presence adds weight to this moment. Not because everyone agrees with him, but because he understands power, timing, and consequences. Atiku's presence adds pressure, because his ambition is not hidden, and his history is well known. And Peter Obi's absence adds tension, because many see him as the face of Southern expectation, the face of a new political energy, the face of a different approach. So right now, everything is hanging in the air. ADC is entering another stage. A stage where decisions can no longer be delayed. A stage where excuses will no longer work. This is the moment where clarity is needed. Where courage is needed. Where honesty is needed. Because once the ticket decision is made, there is no going back. And this is why today's discussion matters. This is why you should listen carefully. This is why you should stay till the end. What happens next will shape not just ADC, but the direction of Nigerian politics itself. And the signs are already showing. Something is about to break. Something is about to be decided. And Nigeria will feel it. Let us slow down here and look at this clearly. Because this part is where many people get confused. And confusion is dangerous in politics. What is happening inside ADC right now is not noise. It is not social media talk. It is real power play. Politics is not about who talks the loudest. It is about who understands timing, numbers, and consequences. And inside ADC, all three are now in motion. First, let us speak the truth Nigerians already know. Nigeria runs on balance. When balance is missing, crisis follows. We have seen it before. We are still feeling the effects today. That is why zoning exists. Not because it is perfect, but because it keeps the country together. Now, the understanding was clear. After power stayed in the north, the next direction should be the south. This was not forced. It was agreed. It was accepted. And it was sold to Nigerians as fairness. That promise is the foundation of the current ADC hope. So when powerful northern figures enter ADC, people naturally become nervous. Not because they hate them, but because they fear a repeat of history. Mallam Nasir El-Rufai is not new to power. He knows how politics works in Nigeria. He understands how parties rise and fall. He knows that once trust is broken, it is almost impossible to fix. That is why his move into ADC matters. It sends a message that serious thinking is happening. But it also raises questions. Is he there to support balance? Or is he there to shape outcome? That question is on many minds. Then comes Atiku Abubakar. Atiku's ambition is not a secret. It has never been a secret. He has chased the presidency for years. And there is nothing wrong with ambition. But timing matters. Context matters. And mood matters. Right now, the national mood is clear. People want fairness. They want rotation. They want something different from the old cycle. So when Atiku stands in the same ADC space, pressure immediately rises. Because people begin to ask, is ADC strong enough to say no? Is ADC ready to stand by its word? Or will personal ambition take over again? These are hard questions. But they must be asked. Now let us talk about the silence of Peter Obi. Silence in politics is never empty. It always has meaning. Peter Obi has not joined ADC yet. And that single fact is shaping every calculation. Many within ADC know the truth. Without Obi or a strong southern figure, winning becomes difficult. The youth energy matters. The southern vote matters. The belief in fairness matters. And Obi represents all three. That is why ADC is careful. That is why they are slow. That is why meetings keep happening. They are standing between two forces. On one side, experienced politicians who know how to play the game. On the other side, a public that is tired of the game itself. This is where parties either grow or collapse. If ADC gives the ticket to the north again, they may gain structure, but they lose soul. If they respect zoning and go south, they may face internal pressure, but they gain national trust. And trust wins elections. Politics is not just about winning today. It is about surviving tomorrow. Many parties before ADC made this same mistake. They ignored the mood of the people. They ignored balance. They ignored warning signs. And Nigerians punished them at the polls. ADC now stands at that same door. Every move they make is being watched. Every statement is being studied. Every silence is being interpreted. This is why the tension is high. This is why the party feels heavy right now. Because one wrong step can turn hope into anger. And anger spreads faster than hope. This is not a threat. It is reality. ADC must decide what it wants to be. A true alternative. Or just another familiar story. The power game is on. And there is no hiding place anymore. Now let us come to the most important part of this discussion. This is where everything comes together. This is where decisions become history. Because politics does not forgive mistakes easily. And Nigeria is no longer patient with excuses. Right now, ADC is standing on a narrow bridge. On one side is opportunity. On the other side is collapse. There is no middle ground. The party has reached a stage where silence is no longer safe. Delay is no longer wisdom. And neutrality is no longer possible. Nigerians want clarity. They want to know where ADC truly stands. Not in slogans. Not in press releases. But in action. A Southern presidential ticket is not just a political choice now. It is a moral test. It is a test of whether ADC understands the pain of the people. A test of whether the party respects agreement. A test of whether they truly want to be different. Nigeria has seen too many parties promise change, only to behave the same way once power gets close. That is why trust is low. That is why anger is high. And that is why this moment is dangerous. If ADC gets this wrong, they will not just lose an election. They will lose credibility. And once credibility is gone, it rarely comes back. Let us be very honest. The South feels ignored. The South feels used. And the South feels tired of being told to wait. This is not imagination. This is reality on the streets. In conversations. In quiet anger. People may not shout every day. But they remember everything. A Southern presidency now is not about pride. It is about healing. Healing a country that feels uneven. Healing a system that feels unfair. Healing a generation that feels locked out. ADC has the chance to speak to that pain. But only if they are brave enough. Now, let us talk about the key players again. Because their choices will shape the ending. Mallam Nasir El-Rufai's role at this stage is critical. Not because he must contest, but because he understands consequences. He has seen power rise. He has seen power fall. He knows that the mood of the people can destroy any structure, no matter how strong it looks on paper. If he truly believes in stability, then fairness must guide his influence. Atiku Abubakar also stands at a crossroads. Experience is valuable. But wisdom is knowing when the time has passed. Nigeria is speaking. The message is not hidden. Rotation matters. Balance matters. History is watching how he responds to this moment. And then there is Peter Obi. Whether one supports him or not, his name carries weight. His decision will not just affect ADC. It will affect the national mood. If Obi joins, the Southern expectation becomes solid. If he stays away, ADC must still respect the principle, not chase convenience. Because this moment is bigger than any one person. This is about setting a standard. ADC must decide if it wants to lead Nigeria forward, or drag old habits into a new house. The truth is simple. A party that ignores justice today will struggle to demand loyalty tomorrow. A party that breaks trust early will never enjoy peace later. This is why the decision on the ticket will define ADC's identity. Not speeches, not interviews, not social media noise. Only action. Nigeria is not asking for perfection. People know politics is hard. They know compromise exists. But they are asking for honesty. Say what you mean. Do what you say. And respect the balance that holds the country together. If ADC gives the South the ticket, they send a strong signal. A signal that fairness is possible. A signal that lessons have been learned. A signal that Nigeria can still surprise itself. If they do not, then they become another chapter of disappointment. And Nigerians will move on. Because the people are learning. They are watching patterns. They are no longer easily deceived. This election season will not be business as usual. The anger is real. The awareness is higher. And the consequences will be heavy. ADC still has time. But time is running fast. This is the final warning stage. The moment before commitment. The point where history begins to write names in ink. What ADC does next will decide if they are remembered or forgotten. Let me end this clearly and calmly. Nigeria does not need more division. Nigeria does not need more broken promises. Nigeria needs balance, fairness, and courage. A southern presidency is not a threat to the north. It is a bridge for the nation. ADC has the chance to build that bridge. Or burn it. The choice is theirs. Thank you for staying with me till the end of this analysis. If this made sense to you, like the video. Drop your honest thoughts in the comments. And subscribe for more clear, mature political discussions. Nigeria's future is being decided quietly. And moments like this define everything that comes after.